going to take the small part of our concave curve and we're going to place it with the outer edge underneath the overlocker. And we're going to overlock the edge in preparation to attach it to our main body of our garment. So just starting off on the outside edge of your concave, right side up. Off we go. If you need to slow down on those curves, you can just reposition it with your fingers. And just cut your threads. So this would be used on a neckline of the garment, for instance. So what we're doing is we're just preparing the inside piece so that it can be attached to the outer garment. The next step is now taking it to the sewing machine. We're going to sew a seam to join them together. The next step in our curve is sewing a 6mm seam right sides together along that curved edge. So we're just going to drop the presser foot down, dropping the needle with a 6mm seam, stitching forward, then reversing and continuing along the length of our curve, just keeping in mind that we have a 6mm seam the whole way round. So if you need to stop and start so that it stays even, just do small measures of stitching and keep your notches matched up. Okay, we're nearly at the end. We're going to reverse a couple of stitches, lifting up the presser foot and cutting away the threads. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is an understitch. We're going to fold back the fabric, making sure that our seam allowance is in the smaller curve, placing it under the presser foot and dropping the needle. And this time we're going to sew a 2mm seam from the fold line. So just reversing the beginning there. And with the left hand just manoeuvring the fabric so that the seam stays flat and keeping the 2mm on the smaller curve. And just work all the way around the edge of the curve to the end. Now we're going to reverse just to secure the threads, lifting up the needle and the presser foot and cutting our threads. So there's our smaller concave curve, been stitched into place with a 2mm edge stitch, and the next step is to fold it under, which it should easily fall into place now, and take it to the iron just to press into place. The last part of our seam is to press it into place. So we're going to take the iron, we've turned under our smaller concave curve, we've understitched it, and we're just going to iron the seam flat. We'll just turn it over and have a look and make sure that it's in position. If you need to correct some of that seam line, just press it from the other side. So back to the right side of the garment, or the sample. And that's our seam sitting lovely and flat, and it's being helped to turn under by having that understitch on it.